My beloved child, something extraordinary happened in the heavenly realms while you were going about your daily life, completely unaware of the supernatural intervention taking place on your behalf. The atmosphere in the divine courts shifted dramatically when your name was spoken aloud by Archangel Michael himself, and what I am about to reveal to you is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration at its finest. You need to understand something crucial right now. This message finding you at this exact moment is not random chance. Heaven has been tracking your journey, recording every tear you have shed in the darkness, documenting every prayer you whispered when you thought no one was listening, and cataloging every sacrifice you made that went unnoticed by human eyes. The celestial realm has been preparing for this precise intersection of divine timing and human readiness, and that intersection is happening right now as you read these words. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you, because Archangel Michael is standing in your spiritual atmosphere at this very moment, and his message carries the weight of eternity. He says your season of obscurity is ending. The period of delay that has frustrated you, confused you, and sometimes made you question everything you believed about your purpose is coming to a close. But before the breakthrough manifests in your physical reality, heaven needed to prepare you for what is coming, because the blessing that is about to be released into your life requires a completely different level of spiritual maturity than you possessed even 6 months ago. The hidden battle you never saw while you were sleeping peacefully in your bed 3 nights ago, a council meeting took place in the unseen realm. I know this sounds impossible, but stay with me because what I am about to reveal will explain so many things that have puzzled you. Dark forces that have been monitoring your potential gathered to discuss strategies for derailing your destiny. They recognized something about you that you haven't fully recognized about yourself yet. They saw the assignment written into the fabric of your spirit before you were born, and they understood that if you ever fully awakened to your true calling, their plans for chaos in certain areas would be completely disrupted. These entities presented their case before the divine court, arguing that they had legal rights to continue blocking your progress based on generational patterns, past mistakes, and agreements made by ancestors you never knew. They brought evidence, they cited spiritual laws, and they demanded that the delays continue. The atmosphere grew tense as accusations were hurled and ancient contracts were presented as proof of their claims, but then something happened that changed everything. Archangel Michael stood up in that courtroom, and the entire assembly fell silent. His voice carried the authority of countless battles won, and he spoke these words that I am now authorized to share with you. He said, "This child has endured enough. Every test has been passed. Every trial has produced the required character. Every delay has served its purpose. I am calling for immediate release." The divine judge, whose wisdom spans all of creation, reviewed your file one more time. He looked at the tears you cried when you thought your dreams were dead. He examined the moments when you chose forgiveness over bitterness, even when bitterness felt justified. He studied the times you gave your last resources to help someone else, trusting that somehow provision would come, and then he made a decree that is now being executed in the spiritual realm, preparing to manifest in your physical reality. The prophecy you were never told. There is something about your bloodline that was hidden from you, something that explains why your journey has been so difficult compared to others around you. Generations ago, a prophetic word was spoken over your family line. It declared that in a future generation, a deliverer would arise who would break every chain of limitation, poverty, and spiritual bondage that had plagued the family for centuries. That deliverer is you. But here is what makes your story even more remarkable. The enemy knew about this prophecy before you were born. That is why your childhood was marked by unusual challenges. That is why relationships that should have been supportive turned toxic, that is why opportunities that seemed guaranteed somehow slipped away at the last moment. There was a systematic campaign to discourage you, to make you give up, to convince you that you were cursed instead of chosen. What the enemy didn't anticipate was your stubborn refusal to quit. Every time you got knocked down and still found the strength to stand back up, you were actually fulfilling the prophecy. Every time you chose faith over fear, even when fear seemed more logical, you were activating ancient promises. Every time you worshiped through your pain instead of cursing through your circumstances, you were building spiritual momentum that is now reaching critical mass. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the warfare you have experienced wasn't because you were doing something wrong. It was because you were doing something extraordinarily right. Your very existence threatens the kingdom of darkness in ways you don't fully comprehend yet. The gifts lying dormant inside you, the anointing that is about to be activated, the authority you are about to walk in, these things represent a massive shift in the spiritual atmosphere of your entire region. The betrayal heaven allowed. I need to tell you something that might be difficult to hear, but it is essential for your complete liberation. Someone close to you, someone you trusted deeply, has been speaking against you in private conversations. I am not telling you this to hurt you or to create paranoia, but because heaven is about to expose this situation, and you need to be prepared for what is coming. This person has been smiling to your face while questioning your character behind your back. They have been celebrating with you publicly while secretly hoping you would fail privately. They have been pretending to support your dreams while subtly planting seeds of doubt whenever they could, and you have felt it, haven't you? That strange uneasiness you couldn't quite explain. That sense that something was off even though you couldn't point to anything specific, that was your spirit trying to warn you. But here is what is remarkable about how heaven operates. God allowed this betrayal to continue for a season because it was serving a purpose you couldn't see. Every lie they told about you was actually advertising the truth of who you are becoming. Every attempt to diminish your light was actually highlighting how brightly you shine. Every effort to block your progress was actually redirecting you away from paths that would have led to dead ends. The divine strategy was brilliant. While they thought they were hurting you, they were actually helping you develop discernment. While they believed they were isolating you, they were actually protecting you from connections that would have compromised your calling. While they assumed they were delaying your breakthrough, they were actually ensuring that when it finally came, you would be mature enough to sustain it. Archangel Michael says the mask is about to fall off. Within the next few weeks, something will happen that reveals the truth about this person's real intentions. You will not have to confront them or expose them yourself. Heaven will handle it in a way that leaves no room for doubt. And when it happens, you will be shocked by who it is, but you will also be relieved because finally, that nagging feeling will make sense. The miracle that is already in motion now. Let me tell you about what is happening right now in the realm of divine provision. There is a financial breakthrough that has your name written on it in letters of gold. This isn't wishful thinking or positive confession. This is a literal transaction that has been authorized in heaven, and is now working its way into your physical reality through a series of divinely orchestrated events. 3 days ago, someone you have never met was having a conversation about a problem they need solved. During that conversation, your name came up. They don't know why they thought of you. They cannot explain the sudden certainty they felt that you are the answer to their need. But that wasn't random. That was angelic intervention, planting your name in their mind and creating a supernatural connection that is going to result in an opportunity you never could have manufactured yourself. At the same time, in a completely different location, a door that has been locked against you for years is about to swing open. The person who has the key to that door is about to have a change of heart. They are going to wake up one morning with an unexplainable urge to reach out to you, to apologize for the delay, to make things right. They will not understand why they suddenly feel this way, but you will know it is because heaven is moving on your behalf. Additionally, there is money that was stolen from you, either literally, or through unfair business practices, unjust legal decisions, or manipulative relationships. That money is about to be restored to you, multiplied. The person or entity that took it is about to experience a divine pressure that makes them uncomfortable until they make restitution. They might not even realize why they suddenly feel compelled to correct the wrong they did, but the pressure will be undeniable. Archangel Michael says to prepare yourself for sudden, unexpected provision. It might come through a job offer that seems too good to be true. It might arrive through an inheritance you didn't know existed. It might manifest through an idea that drops into your spirit, an idea so clear and complete that you will know it came from heaven. However it comes, it will be unmistakable, and it will arrive at exactly the right time to meet needs you haven't even told anyone about. The warning you must heed. But I must give you a warning that comes directly from the throne room. With this blessing comes a responsibility. With this elevation comes a target. With this new level of authority comes a new level of spiritual warfare. The enemy is not going to celebrate your breakthrough, and he is already preparing his countermeasures. In the days immediately following your miracle, you are going to experience an unusual level of attack. It might come through sudden sickness that tries to steal your joy. It might manifest through relationship conflicts that seem to come out of nowhere. It might appear as unexpected bills or emergencies that threaten to consume the blessing before you can properly steward it. This is not God testing you. This is the enemy making a last desperate attempt to discourage you and make you believe the breakthrough wasn't real. Michael says you must stand firm during this brief window of intensified warfare. Don't give back what heaven just gave you. Don't return to old patterns of thinking. Don't allow fear to convince you that the blessing was too good to be true. This attack is actually confirmation that something significant has shifted in your favor. The enemy only fights this hard when he knows he is losing ground. You need to surround yourself with worship during this season, not the casual, half-hearted kind but the intense, focused, warfare worship that shifts atmospheres. You need to guard your mouth and speak only words that align with heaven's declaration over your life. You need to protect your peace and refuse to engage in arguments or conflicts that are designed to drain your spiritual energy. Most importantly, you need to stay connected to this flow of revelation. Heaven is releasing information in layers, and each layer builds on the previous one. If you disconnect now, if you walk away thinking you have heard enough, you will miss critical instructions that are coming in the next phase. That is why I am urging you, almost begging you, to make sure you stay anchored to this divine connection. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss what heaven is about to reveal next, because what is coming is even more specific, even more powerful, even more precisely targeted to your exact situation. The loved one trying to reach you, there is something else I need to tell you, something that might bring tears to your eyes. Someone who has passed from this earthly realm into the heavenly dimension has been advocating for you. I am not talking about communicating with the dead, which is forbidden. I am talking about the biblical reality that those who have gone before us are part of the great cloud of witnesses, and they see what we cannot see. This person, someone you loved deeply and whose absence still creates an ache in your heart, has been in the presence of God interceding on your behalf. They see the attacks you have been under. They understand the weariness you have been carrying. They know about the nights you have cried yourself to sleep, wondering if things will ever get better. And they have been pleading your case before the throne, asking God to intervene, to accelerate your breakthrough, to vindicate you publicly. Their prayers have been heard, and heaven has responded. Part of what is about to happen in your life is a direct answer to their intercession. When the blessing manifests, when the door opens, when the provision arrives, you will know in your spirit that they had something to do with it. You will feel their presence in a way that brings comfort rather than sadness. You will sense their joy over your victory, as if they are celebrating with you from the other side of the veil. This person also has a message for you. They want you to know that the guilt you have been carrying about things left unsaid or undone is unnecessary. They understand now in ways they couldn't understand while limited by human perspective. They see your heart, they know your love was real, and they want you to release the burden of regret. They are asking you to honor their memory not by staying stuck in grief, but by stepping fully into the destiny they always believed you could achieve. The identity shift that is happening, something is changing in your spiritual DNA right now. Even as you read these words, the old identity, the one shaped by rejection, failure, and disappointment, is being stripped away. Heaven is rewriting your internal narrative, replacing lies with truth, exchanging shame for glory, substituting fear with faith. You have lived too long seeing yourself through the lens of your worst moments. You have defined yourself by your mistakes instead of your potential. You have accepted labels that other people put on you, labels that never came from heaven. But Archangel Michael is declaring over you right now that those old identities no longer have any power. They are being burned up in the fire of divine transformation. You are not who you used to be, you are not even who you were yesterday. Every moment you remain in God's presence, you are being changed from glory to glory. The person you will be 6 months from now will barely recognize the person you are today. The limitations you have accepted as permanent are temporary. The weaknesses you have believed defined you are about to become strengths. The areas where you have experienced the most pain are about to become your greatest platforms for ministry. This identity shift is going to affect every area of your life. Relationships that were based on the old you will not be able to survive the new you. Some people will celebrate your transformation, but others will resist it because your growth exposes their stagnation. Jobs that once seemed like your ceiling will become your floor. Opportunities that once intimidated you will start to feel like divine assignments you were born to fulfill. Michael says the shift will be so dramatic that people who haven't seen you in a while will not recognize you when they encounter you again. I am not just talking about physical changes, though those might happen too. I am talking about a change in your countenance, your confidence, your spiritual authority. You are going to carry yourself differently because you will finally understand who you really are and whose you really are. The strategy for your next season. Let me give you some practical guidance for navigating what is ahead. First, you need to understand that this new season requires new strategies. What worked in the wilderness will not work in the promised land. The survival mentality that helped you endure the desert will actually hinder you in the place of abundance. You are going to have to learn to receive. This sounds simple, but for people who have been in survival mode for years, receiving is actually quite difficult. You have become so accustomed to fighting for everything that you don't know how to simply accept when something is freely given. You have developed such strong walls of self-protection that you struggle to let blessings in. But heaven is about to overwhelm you with goodness, and you need to train yourself to say yes to it without suspicion or self-sabotage. You are also going to have to learn to rest. The hustle and grind mentality that characterized your season of preparation is not meant to continue indefinitely. God is about to start doing things for you that you could never do for yourself, and your job will be to cooperate with His work rather than trying to make things happen through your own effort. This will feel uncomfortable at first because you are used to carrying everything yourself, but you must learn to trust divine timing and divine methods. Another key strategy is selectivity in relationships. not everyone who wants access to this new season of your life should have it. Some people are assigned to your past, and if you drag them into your future, they will contaminate it. You need to develop the courage to create boundaries, to say no without guilt, to protect your peace even when it disappoints people who have grown accustomed to having unlimited access to you. Michael says you also need to document this season. Keep a journal of what God does, how prayers are answered, when provision arrives, who shows up at just the right time. These records will serve multiple purposes. They will strengthen your faith when you face future challenges. They will provide testimony that encourages others who are still in their wilderness. They will remind you of God's faithfulness when the enemy tries to make you doubt. The final instruction before your breakthrough: I am coming to the end of what I am authorized to share with you right now, but before I release you, there is one more critical instruction. In the next 72 hours, you are going to face a test. It will come in the form of an opportunity to respond to someone who has hurt you. You will have a choice between reacting in your old pattern or responding from your new identity. This test is not designed to trick you. It is designed to confirm that the transformation is real, that you are truly ready for what is coming next. The old you would have responded with anger, defensiveness, or the need to prove yourself right, but the new you, the transformed you, will respond with a grace and wisdom that surprises even yourself. When you pass this test, and I believe you will, it will trigger the release of the breakthrough I have been describing. Heaven is watching to see if you will handle small conflicts with maturity before entrusting you with larger platforms where the stakes are higher. This is your moment to demonstrate that the work God has been doing in you is complete. Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, his hand on your shoulder, his sword drawn to protect you from every attack. He says to tell you that you are not alone in this. The entire host of heaven is backing you. Angels are being deployed to your situation even as you read these words. Demonic assignments are being cancelled. Spiritual doors are being opened. Divine connections are being orchestrated. The season of waiting is over. The time of manifestation has begun. What you have been praying for is about to become what you are praising for. The tears are about to turn into testimonies. The pain is about to transform into purpose. The mess is about to become your message. Walk forward with confidence, beloved. You are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into destiny. You are not hoping for a miracle. You are becoming one. You are not waiting for your moment. Your moment is now. Heaven has spoken, the decree has been released. The angels have been dispatched, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has put in motion on your behalf. This is your divine awakening, your moment of celestial recognition, your season of supernatural breakthrough. Amen and amen.